All right, so I'm here again with John Wright, and we are going over the process of a foreclosure, short sale, deed in lieu, loan modification, and we're going to talk about bankruptcy in a minute. But this question comes from homeowners from me all the time.
Hey, the number one question, how long do I have? I got this Les Pendants thing. I know of a friend that stayed, and I always hear this, I know of somebody that stayed in their house for 8 years. Does that mean I can stay in my house and not have to pay anything for 8 years? How long do I have before they're really going to kick me out of the house? I just need a couple of years, and I can get things back together again.
Well, you know, we hear that a lot as well. And how long do I have to stay in my house after I've stopped making payments is the question. The banks are in the business of collecting money. They've loaned money, and they're in the business of collecting that money, collecting interest, and making money. That's how they make money. That's how they get the big buildings. So banks want to get these things back as quick as possible. In the past, you could hear people staying in houses 4 years, 5 years, 8 years. 2010, they created what's called the Rocket Docket.
The Rocket Docket?
It's called the Rocket Docket. Our Governor Rick Scott, our great governor here in the state of Florida anyway, the Rocket Docket, whereas the banks can, if they get all their paperwork in on time, they can foreclose on these properties within a 6-month period. So there's not a 8-year, 6-year period anymore. Yes, you can hire an attorney to fight it. Yes, you can hire an attorney to fight a mortgage. But here's what always gets me. I always ask myself, when I take out a loan, I know I signed this loan, I know I agreed to pay, and anybody that's taken a mortgage out has done the same thing. So if you've got something that you've signed and you said you agreed to pay and you stop paying, why should there be a benefit of not paying?
Right.
And that's what the banks look at. So basically you breached your contract, you've stopped making a payment on a loan that you signed on. It's not the lender's fault that the market went up or down, some say, or is it? We don't know. Look at Wall Street, what happened there. We're not going to get into that. How long do you have to stay in your house after you quit making payments? It depends on the lender, the servicer, and how you respond to the packages or the information that you get, the list pendants. The 20-day response, we've already talked about that. The 20-day response and how long. You know, it takes 3 to 6 months to process a short sale. So when you get involved with us, minimum you have is 3 to 6 months if you're living in the property. But we always say, why wait till the bitter end? Why not try to start relocating yourself prior to a short sale or a foreclosure, so it doesn't have to be
Helter-skelter at the end?
Yes, you know, it's a rough move. I moved a lot in my life, and I know moving's not a lot of fun. And unfortunately, and we may not have money. You may have job loss, health problems, relocation of job, divorce, you know, all these things, death in the family. All these things will happen to somebody and give a hardship to the process of a foreclosure or a foreclosure where the bank starts foreclosing. And that process takes a little while, but the banks do have the Rocket Docket program here in the state of Florida, which moves it faster. Yes, you can fight it, but again, it takes a little while. But I would say maximum a year now that a bank can foreclose unless you're doing something to fight it. Now, if you want to spend the time and energy to fight it, you can.
And money too, right? Time and energy. Isn't money in there too?
It takes money. Yeah, it takes money to hire an attorney. You can try to do it pro se. That's where you try to do it on your own. I can tell you that the banks will whip you good. And hire an attorney. There's a lot of them out there that make a great living on charging people to prolong the inevitable. You're either going to deed the property back, you're going to do a loan modification, or you're going to get a foreclosure, or you're going to do a short sale. So let's talk about that.
So what is the advantage of a short sale versus a foreclosure?
Perfect question. I'm a firm believer that the short sale, not just because I'm in the business, but the facts that I've seen, what's happened after foreclosure. Foreclosure is going to trash your credit, your ability to repurchase for a longer period of time. Sometimes they say 7 years. It's 3 to 7 years minimum. A short sale, you can rebuy a property. So it's short sale. As soon as you do a short sale on a property, you start rebuilding your credit right then and there. So if you're doing well with your finances, your credit, you rebuild on credit cards and any little thing you can do, you can actually repurchase another property within as little as a year to 18 months. Depends on the person, depends on your purchase, and depends on the lender you get. So if it's a Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, we have a chart that shows you. I'll give that chart to you.
Okay.
It's a chart that shows you what happens in a foreclosure or a short sale. There's timelines. So the best loan products are going to take longer. The loan products that are a little higher, you can get, because you might have a little damage on your credit or whatnot. You won't get the best interest rate, but at least you'll be able to buy another property again. So the advantage of a short sale is a few things. Sometimes the people doing the short sale for you, the facilitators, can try to get money from the banks for you to relocate.
Correct.
That's one good news. The other is advantage of short sale foreclosure. We're going to make sure, our companies anyway, make sure that you're not going to have a deficiency judgment from the bank to hinder your credit or your lifestyle after we work a short sale with you. And the third process, the advantage of a short sale over a foreclosure is we can help you with managing the timelines of your relocation and not be up in the arms and up in the air of what's going on and when is it going to go on. We know one of these things are going to happen sooner or later, but when you get involved with us, we can at least guide you through that process of when it's going to happen. We never can tell you what you're going to get from the banks because they, as of December 31st, 2016, the banks do not have to
give
money anymore. It's not a mandated process anymore. But typically, if they do give you money, it's between $1,000 and $3,000, depending on the loan balance and the mortgage and the size of the house. So we always try to get something for the homeowners. Nobody can ever promise you anything. I don't care who you talk to. Nobody can promise you that. And if they do promise you money, I always say, if they promise you money, go ahead and get it now. Tell them to go ahead and give it to you up front. And see what they say about that. So, so advantages of a short sale and a foreclosure, there's multiple advantages. Might have missed one or two, but the big ones I've mentioned. And we'll talk to you soon on the next video about the process if you stay tuned with us. Thank you.